Hey, this is Watch Mojo. I'm Eduardo Sanchez, the co-director of the Blair Witch Project, and it's the 20th anniversary of the film's release, and we are counting down the 5 scariest moments in the Blair Witch Project. So let's go!
There are an unusually high number of children laid to rest here, most of whom passed in the 1940s. Yet no one in the town seems to recall anything unusual about this time. To us, anyway. Yet legend tells a different story, one whose evidence is all around us.
It made us scared to close our eyes and scared to open them. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 scariest moments from the Blair Witch Project. These moments gave us the creeps, chilled our bones, and otherwise stuck with us long after the lights came back on in the theater. As is to be expected, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Number 5. Heather's Monologue.
I just want to apologize to Mike's mom, and Josh's mom, and my mom. And I'm sorry to everyone.
It's the scene that was parodied to death in the months and even years after the success of the Blair Witch Project.
I'm so scared right now. I just want to say to the family of my cameraman, Kenny, I am so sorry.
The way I remember is we looked at each other and we're like, we got something. You know, we got something because we had never seen anything like this. And just the instructions we gave her were basically point the camera at yourself and confess, you know, give us your last confession, like your last will and testament, like basically you're gonna die. You're not gonna make it out of these woods. But we didn't know that it was gonna turn into such a, you know, crazy snot fest, which, like, you know, is a testament to her bravery as an actress. Heather Donahue was, I mean, the movie would not have worked at all without all 3 actors, but this performance in particular, like, just the raw emotion that's coming out of her, and then just the idea of, like, not wiping your nose, you know, like just continuing with the scene, like, it is so hardcore.
But it was also incredibly impactful for audiences. Tearful and sobbing, Heather mourns the fact that she brought her friends into the woods in the first place, and her desperate apologies to their parents really tug at the heartstrings.
I am so sorry for everything that has happened. Because in spite of what Mike says now, it is my fault. Because it was my project. And I insisted.
So, and you know, Gwyneth Paltrow won the Oscar that year for Best Actress, and you know, it was a great performance, but I would put Heather's, you know, if not a little higher, right there next to Gwyneth. You know what I'm talking about, Gwyneth.
Number 4. Getting witchy with it. The Blair Witch Project wasn't the first horror film to utilize a found footage setup as a plot device.
That's it, Heather. Heather, you got enough, man. Let's go. That's enough! Stop taping! Please stop taping!
Ruggero Deodato's infamous Cannibal Holocaust had already pioneered the style 2 decades earlier.
Alan, you can't! You can't!
Look, he's had it anyway!
He's still alive, you bastard!
But Blair Witch did reintroduce the technique to a whole new audience in 1999, with outstanding results.
On our way to Coffin Rock, we are totally on track. I know exactly where we are now.
I want to get her going across, man.
Dan and I would have never have even written Blair Witch if we had seen Cannibal Holocaust, because it's pretty much the exact same story, except they're going to find a cannibal, you know, tribe somewhere in South America, and they killed a bunch of animals on screen, and we didn't kill any animals on screen. But I think if we had seen Cannibal Holocaust, we would have never even gone there.
This scene in particular makes excellent use of a handheld camera style to expose a host of creepy, witchy stick figures to the horrifying trio of Heather, Mike, and Josh. The group's reaction to the now iconic symbols and who put them there is a mix of fear and fascination that raises the hair on the backs of our necks to this day.
Okay, we're out of here. We're out of here. I'm leaving.
The original idea for the stick figure was just basically like a wooden totem that, you know, we hung from trees, and it was a very early idea. It was one of, like, the creepy things that we had. And it's kind of become, you know, it's become the symbol of Blair Witch. It's used in all the films, and it was used recently in the video game. The way we thought of it was that it's kind of like a portal. Like once you see a stick figure in the woods, you're not getting out of the woods. And that's the way we kind of played the story on the original film, is that once they crossed that, threshold and went into the Stickman Forest, these filmmakers were not getting out of those woods.
Number 3, tooth time. If there's one thing that the Blair Witch Project possesses in droves, it's atmosphere.
Come on. Come on, in the house.
This is due, in part, to how gritty and realistic the film still appears today, something that separates it from its many copycats. There's an urgency and approachability to scenes like this one where Heather finds a bloody bundle of fabric and sticks, with a pile of Josh's teeth inside.
It's all full of blood.
The fact that the whole thing is a bit blurry and unclear adds to the confusion and dread. Is that really what we think it is?
Heather came out of the tent, and at this point, obviously, it was just her and Mike, and she came out of the tent and she saw this bundle that we had laid there at night, in the middle of the night, and she took it and she threw it away, and she never went back to it, and we actually had to go in and say, hey, go that thing you threw away, go open it on camera and get a shot of what's inside, because it's important. There's a lot of people who are asking, like, what the hell was in that bundle, and it was basically some teeth that we had gotten from a dentist, some real human teeth, and then hair. I think we cut a bit of Josh's hair, and then we wrapped it in the shirt he was wearing, like we tore a piece off. So that was kind of the thing in there, but it's great because it's so blurry and kind of out of focus and stuff that it looks. People have said that there's a tongue in there, or an ear, or a finger. So it's just cool that there's definitely something gory in there, something that is bad news for Josh, but you don't know exactly what it is, and that's what kind of we loved about the entire movie, really.
Number 2, children in the woods. Confusion and claustrophobia rule in this next scene on our list, a jumble of unnerving noises, paranoia, and abject terror.
Let's not light a fire tonight.
Yeah,
It's because 2 nights in a row we've lit a fire. We didn't light one the first night,
and nothing happened.
and nothing happened. We light fires, they know. I haven't heard anything follow us. We should even turn that light off, too.
Truthfully, we don't actually see much in this scene. But that doesn't really matter because it's all about what we imagine is out there.
Whatever it is gonna come back. We know that for a fact.
We don't know that for a fact.
It came 3 nights in a row, and it's getting worse every night.
But its execution and pioneering spirit ensures that it's an utterly successful stab at generating fear.
What we did was we recorded some kids on a tape, and we put it in a boom box, and we just waited for the actors to go to sleep, and we put the boom box outside their tent, and we pressed play, and we let the kids, the banter continue until they woke up, and then we shook the tent, and we were building up to this moment, and it's just, they played it perfectly, and it's just the actors and the characters were already at the end of their ropes, and this just kind of pushed them over the edge. You can see like a definite change in like the tone of how they are after this. Like it really becomes very incredibly hopeless for them after this moment.
Before we get to our last entry, I just wanted to give a big thank you to Mr. Sanchez for sitting down with us at the WatchMojo studio for the launch of the new Blair Witch video game. We even did a playthrough with him, which you can check out right here.
I don't like scary things, so. Whoa! Whoa! I don't like this.
No, okay.
All right, on to number 1. Number 1, that ending. The ending of the Blair Witch Project was a perfect storm of sorts, a scene exquisitely set up throughout the film's 81-minute runtime. Local residents had mentioned a hermit who used to kill children in pairs, making one stare at the corner while he killed the other.
What he did is he took the kids down in the basement by twos, and he made one face into the corner,
Really?
and then he would kill the other one.
I remember editing that scene late at night by myself, and I started hearing things in the office, and I had to literally within a minute, I had the computer shut down, and I was in my car out of there. Like, it really freaked me out. And it's pretty cool because the new video game takes the corner and kind of does something really cool with it, really unique, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you because I want you to play the game. But you should check it out. And also they do a great job of the house. Like, the house is so creepy in the game, and it makes you feel like, as a filmmaker, it made me feel like I was back in that house, walking around.
So, when Heather and Mike follow Josh's screams into an old house covered in children's handprints, it sends an instant chill down the spine.
Josh, is that you down there? Josh.
Seeing Mike's camera drop to the floor pushes the scarometer into the red, and the film's final iconic shot of Mike facing the corner as Heather screams hammers the terror home. Sure, we never see the witch, and we're left with a lot of questions, but that is just why it lingers in our imagination.
So that was Watch Mojo's top 5 scariest moments of the Blair Witch Project. I'm Eduardo Sanchez. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.